Hey everybody, my name's Sarah. You already know that because my name's right there. I spent 5 years in the multi-level marketing industry. I was gaslit, I was love bombed, I was manipulated, and now I speak out about it so it doesn't happen to you. Let's get started. So today we're actually finally getting into my inbox full of your guys' stories and experiences and horror stories of things that happened when you were in an MLM. And I have had the best time reading these. I stay up late at night reading them. When I get an email at work, I will go to the bathroom and hide in the bathroom so that I can read it. I know that sounds creepy. I don't even care. I get so excited when I get your guys' emails because I feel like I'm not alone. Because for so long, I felt like I was the only one being manipulated in an MLM. I was the only one being lied to. I was just like, this can't be just me, right? And so every time I get another email, I'm like, it's two edges of the sword because I get excited thinking, thank God I'm not the only one. I'm not a stupid idiot. This happens to other people. On the other hand, I do get bummed out because somebody else had to go through what I had to go through. And it is heartbreaking sometimes. Not everyone's experience is traumatizing, but some people's are, and it's really hard to see. So I'm going to read two stories for you guys today. I don't want this video to be very long, so I kind of picked one that was a little shorter, one that's a little longer, and we'll kind of see how the video goes. We'll see if we'll make them longer in the future. I'm not sure. So let's get started. So this one was sent to me a couple of weeks ago. She decided to remain anonymous, so we're going to keep her that way. It says, money was a tad tight from just having my first baby, and I was looking for another income. I had a friend on Facebook that had reached out to me talking about I found a quick and easy income solution. So me, being young and totally oblivious, I reached out to the recruiter. She told me this wonderful story about how I would make so much money. I could buy a home, set my baby up for college, but, and I quote, have to put your everything into it. What you put in is what you will get out of it. MLMers love to say this because they never want to place blame on the business model. They always want to place blame on the person. So if you are not working hard enough, if you don't have the right mindset, then it's you. You didn't work hard enough in the business. So that's on you. It's not the business's fault. I should have known it was too good to be true. Get paid to put product out there and message people. I said, heck yes, sign me up. For that next week, I was constantly on my phone, absolutely emotionally neglecting my family for this quick fix income. I eventually noticed, reached out to the recruiter and told her I was no longer interested and I wanted out. She then told me, I had a feeling you weren't cut out for this. I then eventually got mailed my MLM card with my earnings on it. Days of my time and nearly $350 later, my total earnings were only $14 for 2 weeks of work. Oh my God. Yikes. This pisses me off, first of all. Secondly, what kit is $350? You might have to email me back so I can just know what this business is just for myself, because now I'm curious, because that is such a high rate to start at. Usually they're like 99 bucks, 50 bucks, whatever. 350 is a lot. I'm curious. I wonder if it was Lavelle. Their stuff is so expensive. My mind is reeling. But $14 for 2 weeks worth of work. Ooh, baby, that is not enough. And I will say the thing that really jumped out to me is realizing how much you're neglecting your family, because the MLM world will die on this hill saying that you get to spend more time with your family. We're bringing more families home. You're not engaging with your family when you're at home. There were hours that I would go where I was putting my kids in front of a TV or sitting playing with them, but I'm sitting on my phone messaging or watching a live or posting something on social media. You are constantly glued to your phone because you are programmed to think that if you are not constantly working, then you don't want it bad enough. So even though you're at home and even though you're spending time with your family, you're not. You're completely disengaged. And I feel like a lot of the time, MLM people will kind of cover that up and make it seem like they're spending more time with their family when they're not. You can look on social media and see they're taking pictures, they're taking videos, they're posting on social media. They're not actually spending time with their families. They're on their freaking phone the whole time. That's not really spending time with your family. So I'm sorry this happened to you. I'm glad you got out. I hope you cut up that MLM card because those are so cringe. They do them so that it's an opportunity to talk to people about their MLM, because when they whip out their Monate card or they whip out their unique card, everyone's like, oh my God, what is that? I've never seen that kind of card before. And then it gives them the opportunity to talk about their opportunity. So I hope you got rid of the card. I hope that you took your $14 and bought yourself a Starbucks and moved on with your life. And I'm really sorry that you lost $350. That really sucks. So this next story is a little bit longer. I chose to pair a really short story with a long story so that we can kind of have some balance in this video. This is from my friend Rihanna. We've been friends on Facebook for a long time. We both kind of took turns being in MLMs and just being friends on Facebook. She emailed me her story and it is long, but I'm so excited to get into it because the longer ones have so much more information and I get so excited. So let's get into it. It says, hey Sarah, saw your post about MLM stories and wanted to share mine. Although mine may not be a complete horror story like some, I spent almost 5 years with a company I quite literally dedicated all my time and effort into because I believed in what I was doing and the freedom it was bringing to so many other girls. Just an FYI, excuse my grammar, LOL. It's fine. We're gonna work through it. So let's go back to 2016. My firstborn had just turned 1 and my friend at the time was with a company called Limelife. Ooh, not Limelight. Okay. It is a makeup brand that branched off from a very well-known Alcone company to form an MLM. So Limelight is now Limelife. They rebranded themselves a couple of years ago. It was based off of stage makeup. They used to do Broadway and then they saw an opportunity to make more money if they were in an MLM market. They rebranded into an MLM and now they have reps. It's actually one of the smaller MLMs now. I don't see it as much as I used to. It was very, very hot back in the day. I don't think it's as popular now. That's just my opinion. It started with me just trying the makeup. I had low self-esteem after having my daughter. I fell in love with the products, of course. I asked her how it all worked. I had only ever tried to work one other MLM and it lasted like a month. She had one, maybe two people already on her team. Okay, so she was newer. So you were like newer to her team. I ended up joining under her and everything was fun and great at first. We decided that as our team grew, we would essentially run the team together because that's how our top leader did. I've talked about this before in my Melaleuca video. The reason they do this is because not one person is going to appeal to a whole market. So me as a person, I am outspoken. I am like a modern hippie. I am not going to appeal to a wide market. I have a very narrow market. But if I partner with two other people or one other person who is more mainstream or who homeschools, then it kind of opens up that market a little wider and those people tend to gravitate to the different leaders and you're able to build your team a lot faster. Also, my upline was directly under a top leader. She had a group of over 1,000 people under her. Since we were a direct line under the top leader, we had a lot of pressure to pull our weight and help promote. We were never taught to buy our rank for any reason, but it wasn't like you couldn't. So when you're up towards the top of the pyramid and you have a leader who's really, really strong at the top and you get enrolled right under them, there is immense pressure to recruit, to sell, because you are a direct downline of that person at the tippy top. So if you are not producing, they are not making money off of you. If you're down in the bottom of the pyramid, it doesn't really affect them a whole lot. You're kind of just the foundation. But if you're up towards the top and you're directly under them, you are taking up a spot on their top line or their front line or whatever they call it. And they really want you to push. After 2 years, I finally recruited and sold enough to reach my next rank. 2 years, lead beauty guide. Holy shit. 2 years, which in turn helped my friend move up Star Beauty Guide. But you have to re-rank every single month or you do not get the bonus. They don't always talk about this. You start over every single month. All of the MLMs are like this. You keep your title. So if I'm bippity boppity boop number 2 and I earned it that month and I got all my sales and hit all the requirements to hit that rank, that is my title forever. I am Sarah Jean bippity boppity number 2. But When I start over at the start of the month on the 1st, I start very bottom of the totem pole again. So you are not keeping your rank. You start very bottom and you have to work your way up. You have to hit the goals. You have to resell. You have to make sure your people sell so that you can keep hitting bippity boppity number 2 every month. And you only got one particular bonus once, which I didn't realize till after I quit my job to stay home with my kids, thinking I was about to make at least $400 every month. At some point, my friend was given a recruit from our top leader. That was when everything started changing, even the company. So sometimes leaders will place people under their people in order to build up the pyramid. So when you have the person at the top, depending on the comp plan, you only have a certain amount of slots that can go directly under you. So you have the person at the top and there's only a certain amount of people that you can have directly under you. Let's say 8. Once you fill those 8 spots, there's nowhere else for your recruits to go. So if you have somebody over here who's recruiting a lot and this is like a heavy leg, then it kind of unbalances your business and you're not hitting bonuses. So what the person at the top will do is when they enroll somebody, they will purposely place people strategically under their pyramid so that it's growing at a balanced rate. And so you don't have an unbalanced leg. It gets really confusing. So with this company, if you recruit someone and you are of leader rank, star beauty guide and above, you could move your recruit to another person in your downline to build your team and help promote. I always thought that was strange because they would always do trainings about how you need to form a connection with people in order to gain their trust in you enough to join on your journey. It was like, okay, let me establish this relationship with somebody, have them join me, and then place them with somebody else within my team. Of course, they would still get access to their original sponsor. It was just weird and off-putting, which is true because when people follow you on social media, they're following you. They're not following your team. If they want to be under you, if somebody wanted to be under me, I enroll them, we're talking, and then all of a sudden Susie Q is your sponsor. That would be really weird for me. I mean, I get you're on the same team, but like, okay. So once this other girl was given to my upline, it got real freaking clicky. I had to put so much time and effort into doing lives, not only for my personal business, but also within our team pages, training people that were not under me or had any effect on my paycheck. My friend never gave me anyone on my team, but she did to this other girl. They started to get real close. For the first year of my second child's life, I was never present for her because I was constantly thinking if I just work harder or put more content, then I will either make more sales, recruit, or my upline will see how hard I'm working and throw me a bone. None of the above. This hurts me because I've been there. I've been to the point where if you just sit the kid in front of the TV a little longer, then you can get an enrollment. If you just make mac and cheese one more night, then you can find a customer or you can find a business builder. It's constantly, if I just do this one more thing, then I can have time freedom. If I just do this one more thing, then I can get the vacations. If I just do this one more thing, I can have the residual income. But it's always going to be one more thing because even the leaders at the top are sitting on their phones constantly trying to support their teams, trying to make sure they're constantly enrolling because people are leaving just as fast as they're coming in. It's not a sustainable business. You're always going to be babysitting your team, going to be watching the numbers. That's why when they say this will retire you, this is residual income, it's not, because you constantly have to make sure that you are monitoring who is coming into your team, how many people are leaving, and you have to keep an eye on your volume. I even received an award for all of this in 2019, the Energizer Award. Like the bunny? I was so freaking proud. I thought, how special is that I was chosen amongst thousands of other people in the company. I even went so far as to go to the yearly training in Denver so that I could be honored. No, they gave me a mirror with a company name and 2019 Energizer Award etched on it. My name was in the little book they gave you amongst 2 to 3 pages of other Energizers. They didn't tell you that you weren't the only one. They made it seem like you were the only one. I'm afraid. At this time, I was like, oh, yay, my name is in this book. But now I'm like, wow, a mirror? Your top earners are making literally $1 million a year, but I get a mirror as an award. I wasn't even given the award by anyone of leadership. It was at a table to pick up like you would pick up a swag bag. One of my other best friends came with me to the convention. She had joined under me. The entire time we were there, my upline barely spoke to me, never hung out with me. When we were around each other, it was awkward for some reason. It all just kind kind of went downhill from there. The company started changing too. I have been in a situation where I went to convention and the uplines were there, and it really is awkward because people can create this vision of themselves on social media, even when you're seeing them in Facebook groups, even when you're seeing them on lives constantly. You think you're getting the real version of them when you're not. A lot of the times they are completely different. They're very odd. It is such a weird dynamic because you're like friends, but you're also making them money and you're in business together. It's just so odd once you get all those people in real life in the same room. Ugh. Prior to the convention, the company did a rebrand and changed from Limelight by Alcone to Limelife. Told you. And when 2020 rolled around, I was so burnt out. I had been doing this charade for 4 years. I had only re-ranked as lead beauty guide 3 times. I never promoted past that. I had recruited a total of 2 to 3 people, and it was expected of you to be recruiting 2 to 3 people monthly in order to promote consistently or re-rank. Yes, because it's not about the products. It's not how good the products are. It's not how many products you can sell. It's about how many people you can funnel into the pyramid to compensate for the people who are leaving. When politics started getting rough, the founder went live and basically said that we need to take a stand on what side we are on. After that, I think I submitted my resignation a day or 2 later. I didn't want to be a part of a company that brought politics and world into the dynamic of the company. It was very much a you need to speak out situation. I was already 1 foot out the door at this point, and that was like the shove I needed. I would say overall, I learned a lot. The financial dream being sold to people is not attainable for everyone the way they make it seem. It's literally not possible because it's not designed for everyone to win. It's cliquey because these women play dirty. They just do. You almost have to. Are true and lasting connections and friendships made? Absolutely. But I guarantee they have destroyed more friendships than they have helped. I thought if I just worked hard, I could make it, but it's really more of who you know and if you are on their good side. There was a top leader that had her mother under her, and she got caught building her team for her and helping them both rank up to top 1% of the company. You know it's bad and unattainable when you have to enroll your poor mother and build her business for her in order to get to the top. And now it's like when I put in an application, there's this 4-year gap that I'm embarrassed to admit because I thought I was actually working. But I learned social selling and customer service, team building, which are very valuable tools, but at what cost? Did I make some money? Yes. Was it a lot? No. If I had to guess, within the 4-year span, I probably made less than 5K. OMG, that's embarrassing to even type out. For me, it was a lie that was sold to me. It was the backstabbing of friends. It was the pettiness. It was the time I'll never get back with my kids. I feel that. It was the passion and dedication I had for this company and the opportunity, and it was all for a couple $100 every couple of months. In the time and effort I put into that business, I could have put into a real home business that would be far better off financially by now. I appreciate you being the voice for all of us victims of a lie. I don't know why I'm getting so emotional, especially us moms who are such easy prey. I was a year postpartum. The majority of the company were moms. The top earners were moms selling a lifestyle or financial freedom to other moms just trying to survive. I'm sorry. I feel so icky getting emotional over this because gross. But the fact that they prey on new moms who are usually postpartum, who are trying to find out who they are, who are trying to figure out their dynamic with children or a new baby, it's so heartbreaking and so frustrating because those of us that got sucked in early when our kids were little and got out when they were older, we lost so much time that we can't get back. And if this channel just saves one person from having to sit and look back, knowing they missed moments in their kids' lives because they were too busy looking at their phone and too busy on a Zoom and too busy trying to hit the next rank, then that was worth it. Okay, I collected myself a little bit. I'm so sorry. That's so embarrassing. I don't even want to leave that in the video, but I'm just going to because for the sake of authenticity and you guys understanding how impactful these business opportunities are and how negative it affects families and how much the lies hurt people and hurt moms and hurt kids, I'm just gonna leave it in and I can cringe about it later tonight. I appreciate you guys spending time with me today and reading these stories and kind of getting some inside view other than my own, and knowing that there's other people out there who have had these negative experiences. And I'm just hoping that we can at least impact enough people where we can get the MLMs out of our lives completely, if we're being honest. If you like this kind of content, I urge you to subscribe. I urge you to hit the like button, leave a comment if you do so desire. I definitely would love to hear from you. If you have an impact story from being in an MLM, I have the email linked below. If you want to click that, you can send me an email. Also, if you've never been in an MLM, but an MLM has impacted you anyways, or you see wild content on social media or in real life, I would love to hear about it so that I can comment on it. Go ahead and send it to the same email, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you.